What's poppin', Marvel collectors, and welcome back to another Funko Pop list here on Carbonite Collecting, a branch of the Carbonite Convos podcast and YouTube channel. Today is a really exciting day because we are finally doing our part 1 Funko Pop list from SPIDEY-CON. SPIDEY-CON was a Funko Pop concept series created by Jay Bavart and Nathros Funkos on Instagram. These are two creators we constantly work with to bring you our Funko Pop concept list, and they did an incredible job going from the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man all the way to Spider-Man No Way Home. Alec, I'm super excited for this list.
Dude, I don't think excited is even an accurate word to describe this. If there's anyone who knows anything about me, it's that these are my favorite things that exist. So I am pumped to talk about these, and I don't want to wait any longer.
Sounds good. Well, we will get started. The first one made by Nathros Funkos, we have Peter Parker. Now, this is Peter when they go on the field trip to the museum, and he is holding his camera, taking a picture of MJ. So I think this is a fresh look at Peter Parker right before he gets bit by the radioactive spider, which makes him Spider-Man.
Dude, I would love this in my collection just to be able to see him before he was Spider-Man. I think that's super cool. First look at the character. You really can't beat it.
Definitely.
Moving on, we have a look at his best friend, Harry Osborn. This is made by Jay Bavart. Just a normal look at Harry. I think it's a really cool pop.
Yeah, definitely. Always have to have the duo. Next up, we have another one by Jay Bavart. We have MJ. So this is a really cool one because this is when she's leaving her waitress gig. We can tell she has her uniform on with the jacket over it. This is right before the iconic kiss scene. So definitely a really cool pop.
Ugh, why is that not a thing? The kiss scene? That sounds awesome.
True. Very true.
Wow. Moving on, we have a look at Norman Osborn before all the crazy stuff goes down. He's holding the vial of him, what eventually leads to his demise. Really cool look at this.
Yeah.
It's made by Nathros Funkos.
Definitely. And the vial is my favorite part. I think it's really cool to see, that little substance is what makes him the Green Goblin. Speaking of the Green Goblin, next up we have our final pop from the original Spider-Man. This is a scene of Spider-Man versus Green Goblin. Now, this is an awesome scene in general.
Yeah, dude, this is sweet with the fire going on. You can tell they're fighting. Like, ooh, this one fires me up. I would 100% cop this in 1 second.
For sure.
So moving into Spider-Man 2, we have a look at Doc Ock before he's Doc Ock. Otto Octavius when he's trying on his tentacle arms for the first time. Obviously, before he goes crazy, this pop is made by Jay Bavart.
Yeah, and I like the outfit he has on, just like the movie. It's really dope.
Yep.
Moving on, we have... Yeah, exactly. We have another one by Nathros Funkos. This is another look at Harry Osborn. What's really cool is this is the scene where he has Spider-Man bound up. We can see he has the knife in one hand and Spidey's mask in the other. So I think this is an incredible pop and kind of sad because we know how the scene ends up. So either way, really cool.
Yeah, man. Next up, we have a look at J. Jonah Jameson in the Spidey suit. I love this. Dude, this could easily be a custom.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially with the JJJ we have now.
I have two Jameson heads, dude.
Yeah.
I could easily just pop one on there. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I like how he has the cigar. He's in his Spider-Man pose.
Like he's sitting on the desk. Yep.
Yeah, so it would even be cool if you got a little mini desk and you put him on it. A little desk
and popped him on the top.
It would be sick. So that one's made by Jay Bavart. And this next one, the final one before we get into another scene, we have a look at the true Dr. Octopus. This is when he is breaking into the bank. We can see he has the green glasses on. He has the bag of money. And overall, just a really cool pop. I like how he has one of the octopus arms holding his hat to the side. So overall, the detail in these so far has been incredible.
Same energy. Hello, Peter. Like that same energy right there, man. So this scene, dude, this would be so cool. So this is a look of Spidey and Doc Ock fighting on top of the train scene. Dude, the train scene might be the best part of the entire movie because we know minutes later he's holding the train back and his suit is ripping up. Dude, this would be instant buy.
Like I said, the detail is incredible. You can see on Spidey's suit, there's some tears and there's even a little blood in it. So Jay Bavart and Nathros Funkos, man, they did an incredible job with these, with the detail in them. So moving on into Spider-Man 3, the final film for this episode, we have another Peter Parker. This is where we can tell again he's battle damage. We can see his tie is cut off. He's got a big hole in his shirt. He's got the blood. He's doing his little Spider-Man pose, but he doesn't have the suit on. So another fresh look at Peter Parker.
Yeah, man. Next up, we have a look at Eddie Brock pre-Venom. So when he's just plain old Eddie Brock, reporter with his camera, hanging out, doing his thing, man. I think it's a cool pop.
Definitely. That one made by Jay Bavart, and this next one is made by Nathros Funkos. We have a look at Gwen Stacy. Now, I think this one is really cool. The outfit is on point, and somehow with us not having a pop of this actress, they've found a face and hair to exactly match this character. So I think they did a great job.
Oh, yeah, it looks fantastic. So moving on, another pop. I can't believe they haven't made a variety of these at any point because there's so many actors that have done it. We have a look at Aunt May, made by Jay Bavart, and this is the old original Aunt May. Every Aunt May has been fantastic. This is the one I think of right away just because of the nostalgia behind it, so I love it.
Yeah, definitely. And finally, the scene. And wrapping up part 1 of the SPIDEY-CON series, we have Spider-Man versus Sandman. Now, this is incredible. We can see that Spidey has the black suit, so the Venom symbiote has taken control of the suit. He's fighting Sandman, and what I really like is that this is when the train is passing, and you can see half of Sandman's face is actually sand because of the train hitting it. I think this is an incredible scene, and I know what you're gonna say, instant cop. So overall, awesome. This is made by obviously both of the creators.
Dude, so cool. I can't wait for them to make a pop of the black suit. So yeah, this is one of the best concepts I've seen right here. So I love it.
Definitely. But I am ready to go with pop number 1, which is Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker. I think this is really cool because it looks exactly like him. We can see the skateboard in hand, the perfect hairstyle, and just an awesome pop to start off part 2.
100%, man. This thing is money. With the skateboard, we need more just Peter Parker pops in general. We got plenty of Spider-Man, but we need some Peter Parker, man.
Yep, agreed.
Speak of the devil. Moving on, we have the first look at the Amazing Spider-Man with his yellow eyes. I think this pop is super neat in a leaping pose. It's actually like where you see him for the first time and it's a reflection of the glass. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, definitely. So I forgot to mention the first pop was made by Nathros Funkos, the second one by Jay Bavart, and this third one as well by Jay Bavart. We have Dr. Connors. Now, this is a really cool pop because we can see that he has his arm missing. If you check out the ID badge, you can see it's the actual Oscorp ID badge from the movie. It's just shrunk. So I think some really cool detail on this one.
Yeah, man. Little details go a long way, especially in the Funko Pop game, man.
That they do.
Next up, this one is Nathros Funkos. We have the first look at Gwen Stacy carrying her books when she's talking to Peter in the hallways.
Yes, sir. Another awesome one. So finally, to wrap up The Amazing Spider-Man 1, before we get into 2, we have a look at a scene made by both creators of The Amazing Spider-Man versus the Lizard. This is in the hallway when they are fighting in the high school. So I like how he has Lizard all webbed to the lockers. We have the chair in the background. So another really cool scene by these guys.
Yeah, man. I think that wraps TASM up really great. I think that does a good job of a highlight in the movie. Lizard looks awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to move into TASM 2.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So leading this thing off, this isn't a Jay Bavart custom here. This is the second look at Gwen Stacy, obviously from the second movie.
Yep, another cool one. And for his first appearance in The Amazing Spider-Man, we have a look at Harry Osborn. Now, I think this is pretty cool. I think it's I don't know why I keep talking about their hair, but we have an interesting hairdo with it kind of covering the one half of his face. We have the glasses, the suit. So another really cool pop. This one made by Nathros Funkos.
Yeah, man. I think they definitely need a Harry Osborn from the first trilogy as well. And who knows if we're going to get him in the MCU as well. So we'll see soon. But next up, we have the villain of the movie. We have Max Dillon, Villain, rhyme there.
There we go.
Yeah, man. But this is him pre-Electro. So before he falls into the pit of eels, as he says in No Way Home, got to be careful where you fall.
True. I like how, I don't know what's up with me, but they got the hair on point. I think the hair for these pops, sometimes that's make or break. You can tell he's thinning. He has the one, kind of like myself, but you have the one strand of hair just coming over. You have the stash. You have his posters, his briefcase. So overall, another really cool pop. To wrap up the individual pops, we have a pop made by Jay Bavart, and this is a look at the TASM 2 Green Goblin. So I think they did a really good job. The detail on his face is incredible. The suit is awesome. The glider is great. So overall, a really cool individual pop.
I like how it has like that gray tone to it. It looks very dark. Absolutely crushed it, Jay Bavart. Fantastic job there. And to end this list, we have the scene of this list. So this is actually Electro versus the Amazing Spider-Man. You can see he has his new suit from the second movie. Reminds me a lot of the Whiplash and Iron Man collector course scene. Very similar poses, very similar bases. But yeah, man, I think overall really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And I didn't even think of that. I'm looking at the pop right now. It looks exactly like it, just a couple different characters. But everybody...
I will go ahead and lead this thing off, man.
All
now,
right.
This first one, made by Jay Bavart, is Peter Parker. This is actually after his trip to the Statue of Liberty. And now, I love this pop personally because of this shirt. This has been inspiration on the pod for us before for some merch and stuff. But also, this shirt makes a comeback in No Way Home, and he finally is able to fit into it. And I love that.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that this is what Tony forced him to wear, I love it. So again, that one made by Jay Bavart, and this next one made by Nathros Funkos. This is Aunt May. Now, I've never been attracted to a Funko Pop before, but this one might take the cake because this is an incredible pop. Marissa Tomei is an incredible actress, and this pop is on point.
Dude, how are there no Aunt May pops? Aunt May
not a
is
single
literally
one.
goated, and there's not a single one.
I don't know.
We need her ASAP.
Yep, I agree.
Moving on, back to Jay Bavart, we have Party Ned in his party hat, man. I love Ned. I would be friends with Ned in a heartbeat. And
Of course.
in the hat, he's cool, Ned.
Of course, and we all need a guy in the chair. So next up, we have the Tinkerer. So this is one of Vulture's henchmen. He makes a lot of the cool devices that Vulture uses. So I would never really expect a pop from him. But, he definitely was good comedic relief in the movie and another on-point pop by Nathros Funkos.
Yeah, man. And in the comics, he's way more irrelevant. So I wouldn't put it off that he's gone forever. Vulture's not gone, so he's not gone. So we'll see if he ever makes a comeback, man. And ending off Homecoming, we have probably one of the coolest scenes from the entire movie, and it's very similar to the Sam Raimi trilogy. We have Peter Parker, or Spider-Man, holding the boat together as Iron Man comes in and fuses it all together and it saves the day. We know there's a really cool moment in the movie after where Iron Man pops out of the suit, and it's a super cool learning moment for Peter, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, definitely. And like you are infamous for saying, this would be an immediate cop. So definitely a really cool scene. But moving into Far From Home, our first pop is another look at Peter Parker. Now, this is when Hydro Man is attacking the city. So we have Peter in his pose. You can see his hair's a little wet. He still has his backpack on. So definitely a cool look at Peter.
100%. A great chase idea would be him with that
like the
looking mask of, I don't know what you would call it, but that would be sweet.
Kind of like a Mardi Gras mask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Next up, we have a look at Mysterio. Now, this is not him in his superhero suit. This is him in what it actually looks like without it being projected onto him. This is made by Nathros Funkos, and I would buy this in a second. When Far From Home came out, there was like 40 different Mysterio pops that all came out, and they were the same thing. I wish this would have been one of them instead. Definitely.
And, I don't think it's far off from happening, so you never know. Next up, we have an awesome look at Talos. Now, what's really cool about this is Talos kind of transforming into Nick Fury based on the post-credit scene. So I think it's funny how it's Fury's bad eye. We can see the scratches that Goose left. And overall, I think a very ingenious pop.
100%, man. We're gonna see both these guys just in a few weeks.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Super pumped about that.
We are. Secret Invasion.
Yes,
Can't
yes,
wait.
Yes, sir. Next up, everybody's favorite, Peter's best friend. We have Flash Thompson. You know, that's everybody's favorite.
Spider-Man's
right?
best friend.
Spider-Man's best friend. He even wrote the book. What's it called? Flashpoint. That was awesome. I just love it. Nathan Funkos, absolutely fantastic.
Definitely. Really cool pop. So rounding off Far From Home, we have a scene look at the Mysterio illusion where Peter / Spider-Man is trapped in the snow globe, which is really Mysterio's helmet. So I love this. It was an awesome and incredibly visually appealing scene. So to see Avengers Tower in this and the New York skyline, the snow, the Statue of Liberty, definitely an awesome pop. And I think it's just really interesting to think about how this one would be actually made, because the concept is incredible. So I would love to see this one.
So sick.
Definitely.
I personally love the scene because that's when Peter learns to trust his spider sense, or his Peter tingle, if you will. And that's one of his defining moments, man. And I would buy that in a second.
Oh, 100%.
1 second.
Definitely.
100%.
And Alec is going to start off the No Way Home list. These are 5 pops, but before we get into that, we do have a full list of 50 plus Funko Pop concepts that we made way back when. We're going to have the link in the description. Make sure to check it out. There are so many awesome pops. Nathros Funkos and Jay Bavart both contributed heavily to that list, so make sure to check that out for sure.
Yeah, man, go check it out. So I'll go ahead and lead No Way Home off with Peter number 3 in his lab gear. I love this because this is obviously from the moment where Peter, and they all turn around and look at him at the same time. This one's made by Jay Bavart.
And coming up next, we have one made by Nathros Funkos. We have Youth Pastor Parker in his science gear. So we have a look at Tobey Maguire's Peter, and another, another pop with the science stuff. He's got the goggles. He has whatever that is. I don't know if it's a pen or a stylus, whatever it is, but
it's
really cool. Like one of those blotter. Drip things.
Drippers. Yeah. Whatever you call it.
We'll call it a dropper or blotter, whatever you said.
Yeah, man. I love that moment in the movie. So moving on to the next one. This one is made by Jay Bavart. We have Spider-Man in his black and red suit holding the Machine Day Cadavus, the box that Doctor Strange put the spell inside of in order to contain the spell that would have absolutely erupted the multiverse.
Definitely. Really cool one made by Jay Bavart. And the final singular pop on this list, we have another look at Max Dillon. Now, this is obviously his No Way Home look. He has like the worker clothes. We can tell that he's holding the device that is taking his electro powers away. So definitely a really cool pop. Jamie Foxx killed it in this movie. And just definitely a must cop.
100%, bro. His return was part of a huge part of the hype behind the whole thing.
Of course.
Ending this whole list off, these have all been fantastic.
Entire series, entire SPIDEY-CON.
SPIDEY-CON, man. Here it is. Last but not least, we have a scene, obviously made by the 2 artists. This is when all 3 Peters meet for the very first time. Our MCU Peter just lost May. The other 2 Peters have already been through the trauma, already experienced the loss and the turmoil of having to deal with that. And they're going and talking to the MCU Peter in his deepest, darkest moment. Without them there, who knows what would have happened.
No, I know. And this is an incredible scene. And it would be a nice kind of focal point of a collection, of a Spider-Man shelf. So I think this would fit perfect in your collection. And Alec's actually trying to make a custom of it eventually. So we'll see how that ends up.
We'll see, baby.
Yes, sir. But everybody, we really appreciate you tuning in to all 3 parts of SPIDEY-CON. Again, please follow the creators. They really made this video possible, so show them some love. Again, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to come back for more, make sure to subscribe. We will have a video coming out with all 3 parts, but until the next time you swing on to Carbonite collecting, like always, make sure to keep it popping.